Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. Now, in this video, we're just going to go through Hell difficulty. I don't know how far we're going to get, but we've only got 3 days left in order to complete this and get as far as we can in Apex as well. So these are the teams that I am going to go for. Just pretty standard teams. You've got Elmer, Atrops, and Dahlia as effectively a combo. You pop in Ophelia and Elisha, and numbers go up. And then you've got this team here. So this is Dullahan, Lily and Leah as Monarchs, Seraphina and Mulan as Strikers, and then Gaia to do as much corrode damage as possible and to slow the enemy team down as well. So we're going to jump in. Just before I do, let's check out this, and if you haven't subscribed already, please do. Looking to get to as many subscribers as possible. Just checked out those. The reason that this is in here is because we dodge and we attack back, so very strong. In fact, what I'm going to do is just take you out and let's pop in Lancelot. Here we go. So let's jump in, see whether or not that is any good, and then we'll take from there. Effectively can take out Mulan as well in order to replace with Lancelot, but I think with the amount of corrode damage that we're going to be doing and the amount of corrode stacks that we're going to be applying, Lancelot is the best choice for this particular position. The reason that Dullahan was in there is because of the Monarch synergy with Lily and Leah, but also because he increases corrode stacks as well. So the corrode stack limit, should I say. But fortunately, we're all protected. We've got our relics popping off here, so we've got the full spread of relics. We do apply that burn, that attack down status. Gaia does a double. She applies the corrode, and also Mulan applying that corrode and that burn. I suspect that this Themis is effectively dead, and we have even stole Atrops as well, so very strong. We're not even out of round 1, and we've applied all of this corrode. So as you can see, every time we dodge an attack, we are retaliating, which I think Seraphina is in the wrong position at the moment. We kind of don't want Seraphina to attack, but it is what it is. And then, check that damage out. That is crazy damage. That is mental damage on round 2 as well. So that's why we put Lancelot in there for the 200% increased corrode damage as well. Have a sip of my coffee. As you can see, black coffee every time. Dishlish. This team is a very different strategy. So this team is all about Dahlia switching with whoever Dahlia needs to switch with, and then hopefully she switches with Atrops at some point to make our numbers go up. And that's the whole point of this entire build, is to increase our HP, increase our attack as much as possible. We do get the single here from Atrops. Oh no, we get the double, and that's because of the pursuit dart here. Or it's because of the speed artifact there as well. So we do have a chance to triple ult with Dahlia. I think that's going to be a very strong, and I do love this skin. It's a very good looking skin. We only get the double from Dahlia there, but we do get Elmer to attack as well, dealing 4,600 million plus splash damage as well. We do have the splash damage in there, the splash axe, and we have the undying shield to keep us alive. Elmer here to do the triple and to finish off the enemy team here. So that is how the teams function in effect. So we've seen that, and now what we're going to do is going to skip through until we get to the different boss fights. So level 30, level 35, 40, so on and so forth, until we reach a proper boss fight, in which case I'm going to stop, and then we are going to do a separate video on that one. So that would be Hell 50. I believe I'm going to try and get through to Hell 50. It might take a little bit longer than normal, just because there are 2 teams that we need to deal with, and if we come up against any teams that are effectively able to beat us or able to stall out for long enough so that we can't win, it's very unlikely with the team builds that we've got, but I suspect that at some point somebody's going to be able to stop us in our tracks. Now, Gwyn applies Curse, reducing attack by 100%. It's a permanent effect and is removed when the enemy has 30 or more stacks of buffs. So really you want Glorians against Gwyn, specifically because they don't allow him to apply this curse in the first place, but if they were to, say after round 8, you will already have 30 stacks of buff. So every time one of your units takes action, they will remove the debuff that Gwyn places on them as well. So here we're just going to see how quickly we can finish these guys off. We do get our double Holy Shield, and we also get Soul Binding Lance, so it increases the relic damage of all of our allies as well. So every time we cast it, we increase that relic damage. It's not too relevant in areas with such high attack, but can be very, very strong if under the right circumstances. Specifically, if you've got something like Crown, if you have Lance, stuff like that. And nearly killed them all, but unfortunately not enough corrode. But this should seal the deal. We do get the attack and defense increases as well. We also apply hindrance. That is thanks to Lily and Leah purifying on their ultimate, and because we have celestial runes in place as well. We apply those burn stacks, those corrode stacks, and remember, every time that we apply a corrode stack to an enemy, we also get an increase in damage and damage reduction as well. So Lancelot will apply his corrode damage here, dealing significant damage. That's very powerful. We have also stolen enemy Themis as well, which will hopefully allow us to survive for a bit longer. We do get a big hit here from Katrina, but fortunately we've been able to do enough damage so that it doesn't really affect us altogether too much, and even a kill on Gwyn as well. Not bad at all. So we'll get up to 30. We'll see how far we can push this. Again, I don't think we need to see this team, but I'm going to show it off just as is, just to show what the tactics are. So at the moment we've swapped with Dahlia. Dahlia and Elisha have swapped. We are looking for as many crits as possible. So unfortunately that wasn't a crit, so we didn't get the HP and we didn't get the attack increase. That's okay. It's we're not specifically looking for any type of massive damage in round one with these guys. It is not a Mystifiers build. What we are looking to see is Atrop's double ult there, so absolutely fantastic. Dahlia's going to do massive damage to these guys, yeah. So and then the splash axe doing the business there. So 50% of the damage was done by Dahlia, or 53% of the damage was done by Dahlia. Very, very strong. So we'll power our way through. This will be to Hell 35, where I believe Solomon is the boss. So we are going to need to change teams up unless we can take them out before he applies that bind. If not, we will get stuck at that level specifically, or at that boss. Solomon can be very, very tricky. Now, one way around Solomon is to have our Glorians on the team. So we need 2 Glorians as a minimum on the team, and then that way for the first 2 rounds, or 4 rounds I believe it will be, we will avoid that bind. So we do have it already on the first team. We don't have it on the second team, but what we're going to do is we're just going to change out Ophelia, I think. And then what we will do, so here, as you can see, Solomon applies bind. What we can do is take Ophelia out, and we will add in, where have you gone? Hades. The reason that we're going to add Hades in is because he does counter that bind effect from Solomon. We don't have any Glorians on that team specifically, but on this team we do, so we shouldn't see any bind effect from Solomon as it stands. So for the first 2 rounds, I believe. Let me just check. Start of battle, ally team receives control immunity up to 100% for the first 2 rounds. So we're really looking for 3, 4 or 5 Glorians on the team in order to counter Solomon properly. Again, that also works at 85. So if you are up to 85 and you're stuck on Solomon, you do need a Glorians team in order to beat him. So it's just something to keep in mind as we power through. So we do get these misses as well. We are retaliating. So again, potentially popping Lancelot on this front row just so that he gets the additional hits in might be very, very powerful indeed. Now, we did take out enemy Sal. That is very, very good for us. Sal is probably the most likely to do the highest amount of damage on the enemy team, besides enemy Solomon. Now I have also applied Hindrance again. Hindrance, very, very important in these types of matchups, especially when going up against units like Ellie, like Persephone, who applies that Fortitude effect. Very, very strong. And then hopefully we should see Persephone go down here as well. Lancelot to apply these corrode stacks and the burn stacks as well. Yeah, there we go. Oh, but unfortunately, Ellie does return. So we managed to kill the enemy boss Solomon, which is a feat in itself. But I suspect that Ellie is going down. Yeah, there we go. Finished off by Lancelot here. So we will get up to this stage, this final stage, and we'll just see how effective the bind removal is for our team here. So we are switching, we are mixing and matching. I think it's very, very strong effect, but no silence. And again, that's because enemies in Hell will have that control immunity. Now we did have a steal from the Hades, so Hades has stolen, he's applied that Soul Eater effect, and he's also applied this bind effect as well. That was a big miss. If Elliot hit there, we would be dead. No two ways about it. But we do get the switch between Atrops and Dahlia as well. We just need Hades to do what he needs to do, which is okay. Again, we're not looking for absolutely massive damage. We're just looking for that bind removal. We do get the triple as well, which actually is not bad at all. I'll take that. We get that big miss there. Oof, yeah. And, we are taunted, but that's absolutely fine. The reason it's absolutely fine is because even though we are taunted, or we were taunted, in the previous round, we will be able to still remove that bind effect because Hades takes action. The only thing that stops Hades from taking action, or specifically the only thing that stops him from bind removal, I believe, is the freeze effect. So just something to keep in mind there. Now we are doing very, very little damage to these guys. And again, the reason for that is because we're kind of out of sync because of that first bind. So I think it's going to take a bit longer than we've seen previously. But Elisha here doing absolutely massive damage, especially with that the splash axe. Yeah, here we go. So we have been taunted. We are bound as well in this round. So effectively, you only get 7-ish rounds if you are removing that bind effect, as we are, to beat Solomon. So on this next one, enemy Persephone is going to go down. We just need Hades to survive for a bit longer, and then he's going to steal another of the enemy units. Who's it going to be this time? I don't know. Hopefully it won't be Ellie. That would be quite nice. Dahlia, 10,000 million. Whoa, what massive numbers those are as well. We even get the execution. You rarely see that actually. You don't see that altogether too often in these types of events, but can be very powerful, as you saw there. Execution from Hades finishes the job. Would have taken us another 2-3 rounds to get through that had we not had Hades on the team, but unfortunately, Hades, you just don't make the cut. So we're going to go back with Ophelia. And then it looks like we could use Glorians in order to get through. If we do have an issue, like in this first matchup, I think this is going to be an issue. I think we're going to go straight down with the units that we've got at the moment because of the reflect damage that they are going to put on us. Unless Seraphina, or no, Lily and Leah, we tried, wasn't able to. Gaia here powering through, and we do activate our holy shields, so can be very difficult in order to power through. The way to counter the reflect mechanic, firstly, is Monarch synergy. So you can have Monarch synergy to stop that reflect from happening. The second way is holy shield. So as you can see, we're all holy shielded up now. So for the next couple of rounds, while we lower their attack, we even got the steal as well from Lancelot. But even with through the lowered attack, we should be able to start doing some significant damage to these guys as well. As you can see, we're going to go into round 2 here. Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So we do almost get the full kill, but doesn't seem to be quite enough. I think we should finish them off here. Yeah, spot on. absolutely. And then in this one, I think we're just going to skip through. Yeah, no problem on this one. How far are we in? 14 minutes. That's fine. I think we can go for a bit longer. I think we should be able to get up to 35. 35. Oof. Well, it depends. If we keep losing like this, that's no good. Yeah, we do keep losing. It's because they keep going back. It's because the Phantom Synergy, 100%. Yeah, Phantom Synergy, really, really frustrating. But what we're going to do, take out Lancelot, we'll take out Mulan, jump into our Mystifiers here. We are going to pop in 2 Monarchs, and let me just show you what I mean by this. Let's jump in here. And this is what I mean by having Monarchs on the team. So we've got 3 Monarchs on the team now, which means that we won't die the first time we try and attack. We're only going to lose about 20% of our health or whatever. We also have Holy Shield at the start as well. So having 2 Deviants on the team in the form of Dullahan and Gaia to provide that Holy Shield for us, a very, very strong ability. We will lose the burn effect, but that should be absolutely fine because we are going to be applying a lot of corrode to the enemies here. As you can see, we're able to attack through this reflect damage, and we are able to lower attack as well. So as you can see, attack has been lowered on the enemy team, which means we are going to get a lot less damage received for us here. We are slowly building up as well, building up our attack, building up our defense. Again, it is key. You are aiming to build up as quickly as possible with these guys, because if you don't, effectively you are just going to lose. Like that would have been a straight up kill on Talos here. Fortunately, we're going to be able to, or Seraphina is going to save us here, specifically because our attack and our defense have been raised now. So we do apply this corrode, which increases our damage reduction thanks to Gaia, and our overall damage. We also increase our overall damage with thanks to Talos here. So Talos increases the amount of corrode damage done, which is why he's a good, I say good replacement, but effectively Lancelot replaced him. Yeah, so we'll just have to make sure that this team actually does work. So let's have a look. Gaia here, yeah, we're doing our basic attack still? No. So what this is the this horn right here. After triggering dodge, retaliates with a basic attack against the attacker. That bit there is very, very strong. And let's see, I think we are basically done here. Yeah, absolutely fine. So first team sorted, second team sorted, round 2 not bad. Dahlia to do the most there as well. Bear with me, sorry about that, my little boy just needed a wee, so we've just gone and done that. Now back to it. So I think we can go ahead and we'll push through. I don't particularly think we'll have too many issues with this team, especially given the Monarch synergy on the front one and the fact that we're not up against Mystifier, Doom, Phantoms. Horrible team, horrible team. I very much think it's the bane of the majority of players. Again, the easiest way to beat that is Monarch synergy. Now, we are up against Talos as well, so we do need that Holy Armor removal. There are a number of different units that do it. You can use Macaria, so if we were to take out Ophelia on this one, we should be able to use Macaria on that particular team. And then on for Mystifiers, I believe Catherine is your best bet. So you could take out Talos here, and you could put Catherine in for this, and Catherine will remove those holy shields as well. Much more effective if you do have her skin. But if you don't have a skin, she's still just as effective. Specifically, it's the speed that you're looking for. But again, I don't suspect we'll see too many issues with this. Perhaps for the first round, where we're applying all of this corrode damage, and Holy Shield's going to block all of that corrode damage. But we do get the attack lower, which is huge. We get that attack lowering, which means that the enemies are not able to do anywhere near as much damage to us because they've got their attack lowered. Now, Talos here, he has removed Holy Shield, or he's added Holy Shield. As you can see, it has saved the enemy team a significant amount of damage, and I believe that that would have been straight up death if the enemies had not had that holy shield. But fortunately, Lily and Leah here to save the day. They apply hindrance, which means holy shield cannot be applied at the end of this round, which means we're going to go into round 3 with all these corrode stacks being added on to the enemies. And we will see a lot more damage go through this time. Hopefully we can get rid of the shields for Lily and Leah and for Telenas, but it is what it is. We'll just have to see. So we do get the response here. We apply all of this corrode back. There we go. We get those dodges as well. Still applying a lot of the corrode damage. So we almost get Lily and Leah down. It is just a matter of time now. So I think we can go ahead and skip this. I don't see a way of them surviving because they're going to be too slow. Yeah, there we go. Even Talos here, nearly dead. He would have been dead next upkeep, but fortunately we do have a very strong team here. Round 2 again for this team. I'm not sticking around for that. We've seen this team in action consistently over the course of the past 7 seasons. We know how strong it is. We know what the deal is with that team. Yeah, Ophelia goes down, but doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant. Now this team, again, ooh, they were close that time. They were close, but we got the win because of the Monarch synergy. I'm going to keep stressing this point. Monarch synergy is the way forward. If you can invest in Monarchs, especially Mistfire Monarchs. Talos, Dullahan, Astrid as well. Very, very strong units. Very, very strong indeed. And then I think we'll get up to 44, 45. No, I think we'll be all right. I think what we'll do is we'll go up to 49, and then that's where we're going to call it, and then we'll do 50 very soon after. So this is Lachesis. She'll apply Revitalization to the enemy team, and as you can see, there are 4 Monarchs on the enemy team as it is, so very, very tough fight, very difficult to kill if you don't know how to do it. Gwyn is probably your best bet on this. The reason for Gwyn being the best option for you is primarily because he removes the revitalization effect after the enemy Lachesis has cast it. So enemies will not heal if you have a Gwyn and a slow Gwyn as well. So if you find a way to slow Gwyn down even more, even better. So he definitely acts last. So as you can see, we'll apply this revitalization, the enemy will, on the team, which will boost all of their health up to full, which should help them recover from the corrode damage that we are doing. So revitalization has been applied here. And then we should see, yeah, a lot of health being taken off, but not as much as we've seen previously. And again, the reason for that is because of the Monarch synergy, but also because of that revitalization effect. Now it's going to get reapplied next time, so we're looking to do as much damage as possible in this particular round. Gwyn to do a lot of damage there and apply a lot of corrode as well. So that's what we're looking for primarily, is that corrode damage to be applied. And only 1 proc from Guy, which is a bit of a shame, but it is what it is. Now, hindrance has been applied as well. There's another way around this. So enemies cannot have buffs applied to them, which means that when Lachesis tries to apply that revitalization effect, she will not be able to. So we'll see the rest of these not go down. And the reason for that is because of the Celestials. So there are 2 Celestials in Telenas and Victoria on the enemy team. The reason that there was only 1 unit that went down, and that was the Lily and Leah, is primarily because of the Celestial debuff. So what happens is when a Celestial or another unit on the team dies, if there's more than 1 Celestial, then you will remove all debuffs. Like that, just then, we removed all debuffs, which removes corrode as well, which is why in World Arena, corrode is not as effective, because a lot of people are running a lot of Celestials on their teams. You should be running sort of 2 per team. So we'll, yeah, I think we can go ahead and skip the downfall of Victoria. I think on this one, we've done enough damage in round 2 to secure the victory. Again, this team, very, very strong, and I think it's going to see us through. Now, we can run some ethereals on this first team, but I don't think we're going to need to because the corrode is so strong. Again, it's such a powerful effect, that corrode damage, especially when it's pumped up by others, like other effects, like these artifact effects here. Very, very strong. So we have 48, and then what time are we on? Yeah, so we'll call it at 49. We'll watch 49 all the way through, and then yeah, this is going to be a tough one. So we'll watch 49 all the way through, and then we'll jump into 50 in the next video. If you have already, thank you very much for subscribing. If you've not subscribed at all, then please do consider subscribing, looking to pump those numbers up as much as possible, just to provide you guys content on a daily basis. So I do provide that content on a daily basis. It'll be stuff like this, where I go through different levels of PvE stuff, but I also discuss PvP stuff as well. Just something to note, if you want to know about guild stuff, so guild versus guild in Clash and all of that, I don't do that. I do not do Clash. It's too competitive. People do not like when I give away strategies like that, so the answer is no. I do not do that, just because it's player versus player, and again, not player, but guild versus guild, so it's a lot of players versus a lot of players, effectively, which is why I typically try to avoid that as much as possible. Now on this one, Lily and Leah are going to apply this hindrance effect to the enemy team before the enemy Persephone can apply the fortitude effect as well. So hindrance has been applied, and then enemy Persephone will not be able to apply her fortitude effect to the Ayushta here. They will still get the heals, but they will not. They'll not get the fortitude effect. So I think enemy Ayushta is nearly dead anyway. We don't deal any reflect damage, but the basic attack response that Dullahan does here, still very, very strong. So all of our units here going to retaliate except for Lily and Leah, applying this corrode damage to all of the enemy units. Very, very strong. So as you can see, hindrance was attempted to be applied, but it just didn't work out for the enemies. Now they are back in full swing. Fortunately, Persephone down, but I suspect that over the course of the next couple of rounds, Persephone will come back at some point. It's just the nature of this team in general. You know, it is what it is. So we do get the double proc from Gaia there. I believe we got the double proc anyway. We applied a lot of corrode to these enemies. We do take out enemy Franz, and Persephone is back here, and corrode kicks in as well. Hindrance reapplied with thanks to Lily and Leah, and then Gaia here to do much damage, quite a bit, and Dullahan here to respond with a basic attack. So yeah, this is again, it's a very difficult team to beat, and primarily because of the phantom synergy that's on there. It is partially due to the Mystifiers effect. So having Franz and Minotaur apply the corrode does a lot of damage, and also the two dooms at the front do a lot of damage when you attack them within that first round before you have a chance to build up. But as you can see, we apply this attack down status, which helps us take less damage overall. Gaia here to do the business, but we do retaliate now and apply some more corrode stacks as well. There we go. And Gaia here, she's just such a powerful unit. Really is so strong, so strong. They do get the heal, they do apply that fortitude, and we do get Lily and Leah down, unfortunately. But hindrance has been applied, and then hopefully over the course of the next 2 rounds or so, we should see all of these enemies go down, because I think they've used up all of their fortitude, all of their revival effects. Or they should have done. Such a pain. Yeah. It is what it is, though. You know, We'll just have to see. And Talos, he's always out of time. Always out of time. It's so strange. Like in that attack there, he should have done a basic, but he chose not to for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe he stuns himself. Who knows? So he did his basic there. Is this the last one? Yeah, there we go. So that's the last one, all sorted. And then this team here, I think we should see a bit of a longer match. So how far are we in? 30 minutes. Yeah, we'll see. We'll get the splash damage, taking out all of the holy shields on the enemy team, and it is just a waiting game now. We're just looking for Dahlia to swap with Atrops here. The reason we were finishing them off in round 2 is because Dahlia kept swapping with Atrops in that first round. So unfortunately, Ophelia does go down. We do apply this hindrance, and as you can see, our team would be absolutely dead. Would it not be for the shield here, the Undying Shield? So we do get the heal in, but again, it's not super important. What's really important about this is the fact that we do get that Pursuit Dart, double ultimate, which is why we are able to do so much damage with Dahlia here. There we go, as you can see, nearly dead. Would have been dead had it not been for this Phantom Synergy. We should see Elisha pop off now as well. We increase our crit rate, which will give us additional attack and HP. Elma here to do a lot of splash damage, especially on Minotaur. But we don't see a second from Elma here. But we do see a second from Elisha. Does bring everybody back, but again, I'm not too worried. I think over the course of the next round, we're going to see Dahlia absolutely pop off. And we do get a Fortitude effect, but that is cancelled out because we moved into a new round as well. That Fortitude effect from Persephone, if Persephone does go last, it's just very ineffective, but flipping heck. There's a lot of flipping damage from Dahlia there. And for, oh, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. So yeah, that's 49 finished. We are all done. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic day.